I love you, Matt. We have one speaker left, so I want to bring anyone who's outside, we have one speaker left. Is there anyone here? Girls, ladies, you're invited in, let's go. Last speaker. Let's go. She ordered some sauce. Come on, last one. Last speaker. Alright, guys, this is the last one. You've all done well. I really appreciate it. Each and every one of you that I don't even know. Thank you. It is with great pleasure that I announce it's 9:37. We were asked to end by 9:30. We started an hour and a half late. We are going to finish 20 minutes over. So I feel like I did it.
Way to go, Daniel, huh?
No idea. For the record, every single good quality that Matt has, nothing to do with me. No, actually, they all have to do. But, alright. It is with great pleasure that I introduce our last speaker for the night. We've made it this far. A man with absolutely no morals. It doesn't work. This might be a surprise to some of you. He has no job. No disposable income. No obviously useful life skills. No athletic ability. No general abilities that come with being born a man. Or a woman, really. He has no skills, actually. Yes, he will mention that I was recently divorced, which I was. But the good news is I'm newly single. Let the record state, if anyone is looking for no strings attached while I am in room 406. Just kidding, Bernardo. Andrew, my cousin Andrew, what can we say? This is a man who scoffs at all generally accepted life principles such as work, coherent speech. They have no impact on him. But we love Andrew. Andrew has lunch with my mom once or twice a week. I'm the first son. She's the second son she never had. Matthew, you're the second. Matthew is the second son. I advise all of you to pay no attention to anything he says. For anyone here with a low tolerance of humor, I recommend leaving the room right now. Andrew, God bless.
Hello, everybody. Beautiful night, beautiful couple, Matthew and Paige. Unbelievable. Paige. Sorry, Carol. I know you're so sensitive. I love you.
I'm going to walk.
You're just
I'll be back in 10 minutes.
You're so sensitive. You're such a sweet person, but you're so sensitive. No, stay.
Stay, Mom, get out of there.
My mom is like that too. You and her, you're two pieces of pie, the most beautiful sister-in-laws in the world. You're, just beautiful together. You're just both very sensitive. Stay. I love you. And kids. And Matthew. Promise I'll be quick, people. Good evening. Thank you, Matthew and Paige, for foolishly allowing me the opportunity to speak tonight. Before I begin, I just wanted to do two things. First, I'd like to apologize on behalf of myself, Daniel, Joey, and Max to the lovely Paige and her family. You did nothing to deserve getting caught in the middle of my ongoing speech feud with the Lowe family. And please know nothing I'm about to say is meant to offend, and I love everyone in this room. Second, I'd like to take a moment to pause and think of all those not here with us tonight. Lost grandparents, and those that were simply excluded. It's truly an honor to be here tonight, celebrating the wedding of only the second descendant of Edward Lowe to be gainfully employed by a legitimate third party. That Matthew turned into what we see before us today with the fancy clothes, slick hair, not medically required eyeglasses, and real job continues to puzzle us. How is it that this competent, functional, self-reliant young man developed out of the same Joey and Carol-led household that produced such overachievers like Tanya, Daniel, and Julia? To understand Matthew probably requires going back to the beginning. Perhaps it was something in the Belgian water or hospital system, but it cannot be overstated how much Matthew's being born abroad played a part in his development. Away from the many distractions that Carol and Joey provided domestically to Matthew's older siblings, like unlimited food and little care for academic excellence, Matthew was able to adopt a more serious European approach. Like all good Europeans, Matt learned to be efficient, punctual, well-dressed, and how to ride a Vespa. While Matthew slowly developed many of the traits of his older siblings, he continued to impress by being just a bit better. Even though he was always referred to as Fat Matt, he was never quite as big as his sister. While he liked drugs, he never liked them quite as much as his brother. And while he wasn't great at school, he was still always better than his little sister. While many in life strive for excellence, Matt continues to shine as the golden child, simply for not screwing up. Thank God for Joey and Carol then, after two children like Daniel and Tanya, that they were blessed with a simpleton like Matthew. Speaking of Joey and Carol, Joey, how nice of you it was to join us tonight. Here in America, where you used to live, and left without telling anyone, in the middle of the night, leaving us all to wonder what the hell happened to that guy. While most might think you are here for your son's wedding, I know you well enough to know that the only reason you are here is that you spent all day Monday in meetings lobbying to become the new WeWork CEO. I actually think you're just the right guy for the job. As far as I know, you don't smoke lots of weed on airplanes, and you certainly are the disciplined, serious, number-driven type leader that Wall Street is looking for. Imagine the possibilities with you in charge. We refugee. Communal office space with beer on tap and free printing in the desert refugee camps of Somalia and Eritrea. We at Heart, a program where Israeli college graduates travel the world fighting the widely spread fake news that co-working is unprofitable. These just might be the crazy endeavors needed to right the ship and turn things around. You're just the guy for the job. In all seriousness, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here for Matthew and with us tonight. I'm sure your wife is thrilled to at long last be able to spend a night with you in the same country. And speaking of my wonderful Aunt Carol, isn't it fitting that here we find ourselves at the beautiful Poppin' Rose Hotel in Bridgehampton, New York? It seems like only yesterday that I was driving in the car with Carol, telling her I was thinking of proposing to my now wife, that she lectured me on the need for modest, but most importantly, local and convenient weddings. Since that time, many in this room have gallivanted the world, from Cashiers, North Carolina, where I don't think we'll be returning to anytime soon. Tel Aviv, Israel, and now here. We've been treated to Israel's most famous pop star, and I can only guess what's in store for us tomorrow. I am not sure how Carol keeps finding herself in these situations, but I can only hope that if Julia, or now Daniel, ever find people, they get married in the most inconvenient and over-the-top weddings yet. Matthew. When Daniel abandoned me to become a crackhead Buddhist chassid, I was left with few choices for familial recreation. Luckily, you were there to fill the void. From a young age, for whatever reason, I took a real liking to you. You were normal, enthusiastically into the same strange things I was, and were an eager tag-along. You are smart, honest, loyal, and most importantly, down to earth and fun to be with. With all of the drama that constantly emanates from our families, you are a true beacon of calm, peace, and normalness that make us all better. It is no surprise to any of us that you found someone like Paige to spend the rest of your life with. Your mutual passion for questionable fashion, dedicated to your dog, and shared love of large crowds and big social scenes. I have no doubt that you will make a beautiful couple that will certainly outlast others I've recently heard of. In closing, I want to tell you both that I love you and leave you with one piece of advice, particularly Paige. It's not easy to stick around in this family. So always, always, always make sure that Tanya likes you. I love you.